Hello 10th graders and welcome to the lesson. Today's lesson is about reported questions. Reported questions is when we tell someone what another person asked. We have two types of questions, open questions and closed questions. Let's start with the open questions. Open questions are WH questions. Well, when we report questions, we change the question structure to a statement structure. We make changes to the tenses, pronouns, possessive adjectives, time expressions, in the same way as for reported statements. Let's begin with the first example. She asked me, "Where do you live?" As you can see, we have used the quotation marks and the question mark. When we report questions, we also start with the reporting verb. So she asked me. We can delete the personal object. We can omit it or you can leave it. It's your choice. So she asked me, and when we report questions, WH questions, we start the sentence with the WH question. She asked me where I lived. So we have changed the verb tense from the present simple to the past simple. Let's take a look at the second example. She asked, "Where did he stay?" She asked, where he had stayed. So the verb tense is in the past simple and we have changed it to the past perfect. And if you have noticed, we end the sentence with a full stop. Now let's take another examples. Now I'm going to report these two examples. Ahmad asked him, "When will you go back to London?" So here we have will, the future form will. Will is a modal verb, and you've taken before the modal verbs, auxiliary verbs, and verb to be. In questions, they come in the first place. We change the orders of the words inside the sentence. So we start the questions with the verb to be's, modal verbs, and the auxiliaries. When we report questions, we have to return the modal verbs and the auxiliary verbs in their original order. Now we're going to start the reporting statement with the reporting verb. Ahmed asked him. Ahmed asked him when he would go back to London. So we begin the statement with the question word, and I've changed the pronoun you to he. So will now is would in the statement, and we end the sentence with a full stop. Ahmed asked him when he would go back to London. Let's look at the second example. She asked me, when are you leaving? Let's report this sentence. Let's report this question into statement. She asked me when I was leaving. So the verb is in the present continuous, and we reported in the past continuous. She asked me when I was leaving, and not she asked me when was I leaving. And now we're going to take closed questions examples. Closed questions are questions that you answer with yes or no. So, do you like video games? The answer is yes, I do, or no, I don't. Let's report these questions. Well, in these sentences, we have auxiliary verbs. We do not repeat auxiliary verbs in the reported statement. And also, you can notice that the reporting verb is at the end of the sentence or at the end of the reporting question. Reporting verbs can be at the beginning or at the end. But when we report statements or questions, we have to start with the reporting verb. So she asked me. If. And here we can use if or whether. If is more common. And we often use whether when we have two choices or more than one choice. So she asked me if I liked video games. As you can see, the auxiliary verb is in the present tense. So we have to change the tense into the past simple. Did you come by train? Ali asked. Ali asked if. Ali asked if I had come by train. And as you can see, the auxiliary verb is in the past simple tense, so we have to change it into the past perfect tense. We're going to practice more examples. Is it John's phone or Richard's? He asked. He asked if it was John's phone or Richard's. Have you been to London? She asked. She asked if I had been to London. In the first sentence, we have changed the present simple verb to be into the past simple. In the second sentence, the verb tense is in the present perfect, and we have changed it into the past perfect. That's the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I will write your homework on the board. Homework, workbook, page 42, 43, exercise 4 and 5. Goodbye.